Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright shining faces. This is the way we start a new day. I think I have singer's envy after watching Ian and Joey's singing. Do you ever get that? Like seeing someone sing and you're like, oh, I wish I could sing too. Do you ever get that? Oh, mute, mute, mute. No, I can't hear you. I can sort of read lips though. One of my very good friends is hard of hearing, so no, can't hear you. So the suggestion is to come back to turn off and come back on again. And while she's gone away, I will have to tell her the story, but I'll tell everyone watching at home that yesterday Brian and I were driving, and Brian turns to me and he goes, "Oh, do you have to call Martha, to prepare for the view tomorrow?" And I said, "No, I think we've got everything under control here." And he said, "Oh," and I'm not one who likes to drive and talk at the same time. And he said, "Oh, well, if you don't have to call Martha," he said, "well, I guess it's a kind of a selfish request because I would want to say hi too." Are you there?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are. We can hear
Uh,
you loud and clear.
that's so weird because I always just stay on the Zoom call throughout the whole service on mute and the video. So I don't know what just happened. So apologies to everyone.
It's a
We had
Zoom gremlin.
yes, Zoom Gremlin. What I was actually going to say was I loved that song. It was such a gentle way to start. It makes me feel like you were a preschool teacher in some previous life.
Perhaps I was. I was a preschooler too at some point. Stella
That's true.
Maris in St. Louis, yes.
That's very
Um,
true.
it's like the cutest little song, right?
It
But,
is.
but but my question was, do you ever get singer's envy?
I don't know if I would call it envy, but when I watch like beautiful singers, it makes me want to sing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
happy Palm Sunday.
And to you too.
Yeah,
Happy
I
Palm
kind of
Sunday.
can't believe this is where we already are in the year. How is this possible even?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm all excited to watch the greatest story ever told if it ever comes on TV. It's like a great movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just very excited to see you, very excited to see your face, and I can't wait to catch up with you in private, in
Yes.
person,
Yes.
and hear about everything that's going on, especially in your new house. But we have a view guest that we need to bring on.
We do. A few guests, in fact.
What?
They come as a package deal, but we're very excited.
It's part of their contract.
Yes. So this week we have Andrew and Eliana Haas with their maybe child Simeon. I'm not sure if he's napping or whatever. So come on down.
Good morning to you. Good morning to
Hi.
I'm
you.
sorry, is it a huge disappointment that Simeon's not in the frame immediately? He will come
No.
eventually when he wakes up, but I know he's really the debut guest.
It's exciting when the babies are there, but for you guys, it's more exciting when they're sleeping.
Oh
So,
my
There's some
goodness.
truth to that.
It's so exciting.
yeah. Well, welcome. We're very excited to have you both. It's good to see your faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. And for those who may not know who you are, would you mind introducing yourselves and saying just a little bit about your relationship to St. Peter's?
Yeah, so I am Eliana and this is Andrew. We have a baby Simeon who's asleep, who's 9 months. We started coming to St. Peter's, I don't know, gosh, 2019, is that right? Like October
Shortly after
2019?
Christine came. Yeah.
That feels like, I don't know, 2019 feels like it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just even hard to say that date aloud. A different time in our lives, in everybody's life. And yeah, we knew Christine from All Angels, but didn't really come over with that crew, kind of came a little bit later. We live in Queens, and I don't know what else there is to say.
That's great. You don't need to say anything else. We do have a question we always ask to our view guests who are couples, which is tell us how you met.
Yeah. So we were both on a party planning committee in college. She was a sophomore and I was a senior. We were fairly unlikely party planners because we were sort of, how would you put it?
We didn't have a lot of school spirit. Let's just say that. We weren't like big fans of our college at the time. And yet we both found ourselves on this committee of people that planned all of the parties for the college. And really we're supposed to carry the school spirit, which I would say Andrew and I did poorly.
I think we wanted to have more school spirit. So
Yeah,
we both joined it in hopes of garnering that. We both ended up getting kicked off the committee.
We did. We both ended up getting kicked off, but it was great because we were dating at the time. So it just gave us more time for each other. Right.
You guys planned it that way.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, I just started dating Eliana and I was really worried that her mom would think poorly of me for getting kicked off the school committee, understandably. And she was actually, over the moon. She was like, oh, you'll get to spend more time with Andrew now. And I was like, her mom's the best.
Work out. And yeah, we dated for a few years and then we got married in 2016. It's almost 5 years. And yeah, the rest is kind of history, I guess. It's been it was an unlikely pairing, but we like each other. And
likely but unlikely place to meet.
Yeah, definitely.
That's important. Did you go to a small college that there was only one committee to plan all the parties?
We went to Wheaton, which many guests may know is a small evangelical college in Chicago, outside of Chicago. We like to say Chicago, but it's not really in Chicago.
I know where it is.
Yeah, And so there was a group of 12 people that were mandated to plan all the parties. So it was a lot of work, to be honest, for no pay. Going back, I think we could have had a little bit of a labor conversation for these college students, but it was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, and it brought you something really wonderful. So
It did.
So thank you, Party Planning Committee for Wheaton College.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jen Lee took piano lessons at Wheaton, so who knew that?
Oh, really?
That was a thing. And yes, what a scandalous start to a relationship. But hey, not everything can have like simple beginnings. But Ken and Denise, they want to know, where in Queens do you live?
Yeah, we live in Long Island City.
LIC.
Yeah, you used to live here, Christopher. I remember we talked about this.
Exactly. I remember.
You were on Vernon or something, right?
On Vernon, just above, if it's still there, Petey's Burger.
Oh my gosh, our favorite place for a burger.
Yeah,
I did not know that you used to live in Long Island City, and I didn't know that you lived in Long Island City. I also lived in
Long Island. Where?
Right.
Where?
So I was on 24th Street between 36th and 37th Avenue.
Okay.
What stores were around you? What restaurants were around you?
So it was right on the cusp of the industrial section. So that was where my ex-husband currently still lives. So when I was married, that's where I lived. But yeah, it wasn't in like the more downtowny Long Island City area where all the cool stuff is. So yeah, but all Long Island Cityers.
It's just so quickly. And there's just, first off, we're getting a Trader Joe's. So
you have arrived, Long Island.
We have really arrived. LIC is not the same anymore. There's also about 1 million new high rises going up. And nobody is living anywhere right now. It's so many rentals and everybody has so much occupancy. So I'm really curious to see what it's going to be like in like 5 years. I'm a little nervous about it is definitely a community. Like we know our neighbors and we know people here, and I am excited about it getting bigger, but also really nervous that knowing your neighbor feeling is going to go away.
Oh, totally. I mean, I moved there in 95, and so I remember it was just that one lone high rise on the waterfront, the Avalon building.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they just all started popping up. So yeah, it's like made a huge change, but I'm glad you're there because I think it's one of the best neighborhoods in New York City, actually, you know, because you're like right across the river from Manhattan, so it's a pretty easy commute.
You can walk to Brooklyn. I mean, we love it.
Yeah. Oh, who's doing a shout out to Peter Pan Donuts?
That's my favorite.
Right on.
Peter Pan Donuts are the best. I do have a follow-up question though, and you don't have to say if you don't want to, but what does a party at Wheaton College actually look like?
Wow, that's a great question. I mean, pretty scandalous that like, I don't know what it was, like I think 10 years ago, you could start dancing. So before that, there was no dancing. So, I mean, it's wild now because people can move their bodies.
I will say it's a lot of people just really like, it's a lot of fun. I mean,
it really is a good time.
It's people like going like wild and having a good time with like sans alcohol.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's surprising that people really like, they really get in the mood. But
we put on like dances or like roller discos, or we had concerts. Some were better than others. We'd have like, Andrew was in charge of all the arts. We'd have like student art get-togethers. People would like play music and whatever, you know. I mean, I think that one of the great benefits of a small school is that just like everybody knows each other, and it ends up being like a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I would say like probably if you're coming from like a state school and you happened upon a Wheaton party, you would laugh very hard. But we had a good time, you know, wholesome fun.
Yeah, it sounds sweet.
Yeah, sweet is such a good word for it, actually. Sweet is a good word.
All right. Well, invited you guys here to get to know you more, but also to answer our 10 very non-rapid fire questions. We've never actually had anybody answer them quickly, so we just have given that up on that completely. But if you guys are ready, I think we're probably ready. Christopher, do you want to go first?
I can, most definitely.
All right.
I'm giggling because we are totally being called out, Martha, about someone is saying that The View is not a chat. It's not The View without a chat about donuts, apparently. So I think we're being called out.
Donuts a lot? I mean, I know we talk about food a lot.
I know we talk about food, but how about we start with that? That's one of my favorite questions. Hey, what are your favorite, how do I say, weeknight go-to meals to make?
Should I answer since I do the main load of the cooking? Andrew is a great sous chef and a great cleaner. And honestly, I think that that is the best trade because I genuinely enjoy cooking and somebody does all my dishes for me. Yeah. So I can't complain. But yeah, we probably our go-to dinner is a salmon that I grew up with my mom making all the time. It's just salmon. It's like a maple soy salmon. I put garlic on it, but it's really easy to make. It's literally like 3 ingredients, just garlic, fresh garlic, some maple syrup, and some soy sauce. And then we eat that with brown rice. I think that's delicious. Probably our.
Yeah, we do it like at least once a week.
At least once a week. Yeah. We make a lot of like rice bowls, a lot of quesadillas. That's like our quickest go-to.
That's what I cook is the quesadillas.
Yeah, Andrew makes a mean quesadilla, you guys.
I love it. So 2 questions. Do you bake the salmon or you?
I bake the salmon, okay. Yeah. And I like my salmon a little bit undercooked, which is a risky game because sometimes it's I get a little bit ambitious and it's a little cold on the inside. So we're working on that balance.
I live with a northeastern Canadian who pretty much just wants the fish to flop and
raw
then
die
and then put it on the plate. I
just grab it out of the water.
Pretty much. So Andrew, what's a quesadilla ingredient? I'm sorry, we love food. So
yeah, you know, I picked up this thing called sweet taterdillas, and I take sweet potatoes and I get them like really soft. and then I put that in the quesadilla with then some beans and cheese, and it's like, and I mainly like the name probably more than I like the flavor or making it.
No, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh my gosh,
good.
I would
That's
have never
fancy.
thought. Oh my gosh, I have to write that down. Sorry. Martha, you're up.
All right. Okay, if you could only go on vacation to one place for the rest of your life, you can return there as much as you want.
Okay.
You can only go to one place now for the rest of your life. Where would it be?
So hard.
For me, it would probably be Japan. Just because I feel like we spent about a month there a couple of years ago. We did like a really long travel deal, and we fell in love with it. But also I think because it has like such vibrant cities, but then it has such amazing countryside, it has like mountains, it has the water. I just feel like it's a place that I wouldn't get bored of going back to over and over again.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, he's thinking.
Yeah. I didn't expect this answer, but I think I'd probably say Northwest BC. So like up in British Columbia, because I can get all the things that I love, which is ocean, mountains, I think that's probably what I would say. So Canada.
And Canada's so big. That's a great one.
Yeah. So I'll never have like heat, but
just like a couple weeks out of the year, you'll have something that's warmish.
Yeah, I'll have a few 70-degree days, but
Oh, that's a good one too.
I love it. Canada in the summer is pretty nice. I will say.
It is.
It's not about me. These questions are about you. Here's the next question.
I want to hear about you, though. I want to hear about
you. Well, when I first met Brian, I would visit Canada with him, but we would only go at Christmas time, so it was so cold. And it was, I think, only a couple years ago where we finally went in the summertime. I was like, oh, I get it now. It's not just a freezing tundra. It actually has other seasons. That's all. Here's question number 2. One of my favorites, because it's something I don't think we talk about as a society. What are your hobbies?
Mm-hmm. I am like, hobbies are like my thing. So my hobby is having hobbies. What are my hobbies?
So many hobbies. It's awesome.
So I love surfing, mountain biking, making music, art.
You like to write, you like to draw,
read.
Wow.
make jewelry,
children's.
Oh, you're a real Renaissance man, Andrew.
Truly a Renaissance man. Like, if Andrew could have a job that just consisted of hobbies, he would be down.
I would be good at that. Yeah.
It's great.
So where do you go surfing around these parts?
Yeah, I go out to Rockaway or Long Beach area. Yeah.
Okay. And your jewelry, what is this line of jewelry?
A lot of beading, mostly. If I could like design like jewelry, and then have it made and it be, more flashy and expensive, that would be a lot of fun. But for me, it looks like going to Michael's and getting to the beads.
Just as
good.
Going
on like Pinterest or, Etsy, like, figuring out designs. So
he's made me some really cool stuff though. It's been a while.
It's been a little bit.
And definitely.
Yeah. But it's very peaceful. I find it to be like very therapeutic.
Yeah.
I love it. So eventually there will be a St. Peter's bake sale and a St. Peter's jewelry sale.
There we go.
Sure.
I don't think you're the only jewelry fan out there. So amazing.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure of it.
I'm down.
How about you? What are your favorite hobbies?
Well, yeah, I feel like so much of our relationship has been like, I feel like Renoj and Carol were the same dynamic last week when I watched them, where she had like so many strong hobbies and he was like, I don't know, her hobbies just become my hobbies, I guess. I feel like, so much of our life, especially in the summer, like is going out to the beach. Andrew can surf and stuff. But yeah, I love exercising. After the baby, I fell in love with running. So that's been a long, slow journey. But yeah, yoga. I love to run, yoga. I love to read and cook and just lay on the bed and do nothing at all besides just lay there and stare at my ceiling. So that's a big hobby of mine.
Especially after
Relaxation.
you have a baby. That's like the
Yeah.
best hobby.
In
My
our
baby
busy
is my hobby, basically.
in our busy society, relaxation is a hobby, I think. Can't be termed a hobby.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So next question. How has this pandemic changed you?
Gosh, that is such not a rapid fire question.
No, I told you we gave up on
Yeah,
that.
no.
There's no more rapid fire anymore.
You can take that pink watch off because we're not watching time
we're
right
going to be here
now.
for a few hours at least. Yeah, you know, the pandemic is so wrapped up with us also having our baby. So I think like our whole life, it's so hard to figure out what is the pandemic and what is at the transition into parenthood. But I really feel like almost every part of our life has changed. You know, we're so rooted at home as everybody is, but you know, our life in New York was so like outside of the home all the time, you know, outside of our neighborhood. Like even though we live in Queens, we spend so much time in the city. And so yeah, like I think that we've become a lot more quiet in our lives. Just like our daily rhythm, our life rhythm looks a lot less social and a lot more like going to bed at 10:30 and you know waking up early. And I don't know, I would say like it's been really, of course we've had a lot of like um challenges, feeling like are we going to make it through, especially with the baby on top of it. But I think that we've become healthier during the pandemic, like overall. I think that that's been a bit, at least, yeah, I feel like we have. I know it definitely I have, and I think I see it for sure in our relationship, and we're just healthier in what we eat and our body and our life and our relationships. And you know, so I feel grateful for that. Maybe it's parenthood too, that kind of forces you to be a better version of yourself when you're like, I don't want to be, you know. So what do you think?
I think a lot of what she said. Yeah, I felt like your answer was good. I think also just appreciating family more, because I felt like that was a very like easy bubble to keep. And so, yeah, I think appreciating close relationships.
Yeah, Isaiah and Malcolm, you know, you guys have interviewed, that's my brother. So yeah, so we would have not survived COVID without them being our little New York bubble. That would have been really, I don't know what we would have done.
Yeah.
Well, they left us at first to go to Texas, but then they came back and we forgave them. And then we started our COVID bubble.
That's good. You have to, you know, forgive people for actually like leaving the city. I know.
For taking care of themselves and doing what they need to do for their family. We forgave them. We found it in our hearts.
Yeah. No, but I think that's true, especially in New York City. You know, so many people live that kind of life where, you know, apartments are small and you might have 7,000 roommates. And so like everyone's just out and about and doing stuff. And that, you know, when COVID came, everyone was sort of like, oh, now this whole life or this whole pace of life and this way that I used to live is no longer an option. So like, what do we do? So I think that it is interesting to hear you guys say that, because I think a lot of people would probably have that same sort of experience of saying, well, the time really helped us to sort of say like, well, how do we want to do this? And like, what is the best thing for us? And then that slowing down sort of gives you a little bit more perspective and things like that. So I think that's really great. Yeah.
I hope we don't lose it. I mean, I really am so worried, you know, that like the things that we've gained in COVID will go away. And I feel like New York City especially has gained so many valuable things like home life, you know, like people being able to like have dinner with their kids again. And I really hope that as we like return to the best parts of the city, that we don't lose these things.
Yeah, I read somewhere that, you know, as the tide is turning and people are thinking about going back to life as normal, that people are starting to think through what actually of my previous life do I want to pick up again, and what's okay to let go now that I've been without it for a little over a year. I don't need that club or that group or, you know, that behavior or mentality even that, you know, I hope that we are all sort of thinking through the things that we're willing to let go, and the things we want to hold on to that we've engaged with during this time. So I love your answers. Thank you. Next question. Oh, when you have to make a really hard decision, what do you do?
These are such hard questions. You guys are not into the softballs. You guys are like,
we get in deep. Come on.
No, I love it.
An ice cream topping. So
I feel like the view is kind of like half interview, half like therapy session almost. You're like working through your stuff. It's great. I really do love these.
Oh, don't say that. You're gonna scare other people from coming on.
No, don't worry.
You guys got to do it. It's gonna change your life. Everybody, come on the View.
Yes, we have advocates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go first.
I would say like I'm a massive advice monger. I feel like I love to just ask for as much advice as I can. So I think when I have a difficult question coming up, one of my things is just to ask for a lot of people that I trust, or just to kind of have one-on-one time and seek their wisdom. And then we spend a lot of time, I think, talking.
Yeah, we're definitely both verbal processors.
Yeah, we're big time verbal processors. So.
Yeah. I think Andrew's like so great at having like a wisdom pool. I think I need more of that in my life. I tend to, I think it's been really helpful in the way that he's made decisions and influenced me. But I tend to want to like sit with decisions inside myself for a long time, just like sit and feel them, and just like, like feel where my gut is on it, and I feel like you do that too. And we'll kind of talk about like where we feel it, and like use our whole beings as like as a compass for decisions, like how it's making our body feel, and pray about it. And it's so hard to know sometimes though, because I feel like during COVID, I've had moments where, because I've like been so cooped up, then decisions will come up and I'll be like, should I actually not make this decision? Or am I just like anxious? I'm like, I actually just like anxious about like being back in the world again. So I feel like I'm going to have to like ground myself, and because it's been like, my reality has not been normal, so it's like, is this anxiety, is this fear, is this like, I don't know. So it's definitely going to be a journey to get back to equilibrium.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I'll give you a choice. I have a deeper question, or I have a softball question. Which one would you like? Because we're starting to run out of time, so I'm gonna let you choose.
You take it. How about you take? No, you can decide.
Okay.
Do the deep one.
Deep. Okay.
Okay.
While you ask him, I'm gonna be back in 30 seconds because I'm gonna get my child who's awake.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Andrew, this is a good question, so I'm glad you chose it. What is your greatest wish for Simeon?
Ooh, I've thought about this a lot. I think my greatest wish for Simeon is that he would feel really comfortable in himself. That he wouldn't feel the need to, I think that he would really be able to lean into whoever he was created to be, without feeling the burdens to try and be someone who he is not. So I want him to live as a very liberated individual, and whoever God created him to exist as. And that's my greatest prayer for Simeon. It's just to, be who
That's
God.
a good one. That's a hard one. I think that's one of those ones where I feel like when you have really clear parenting, like that's what it sounds like, is I want my child to live into themselves and who God created them to be. And then the reality of that is so hard. But so Eliana, I don't know if you heard the question, but the question is, and hi, Simeon. You're cute.
Were you awake?
What is your greatest wish for Simeon?
I could kind of overhear Andrew, and I'll just say I echo that.
All right. It's a good one. All right, Christopher, it's up to you.
Okay. Hi, Simeon.
Are we waking up?
Precious one. So cute. Here's the thing, as I'm giggling right now. What kinds of things make you laugh out loud?
Oh.
Is this a hardball question?
Oh yeah, he has terrible dad jokes. Yeah, Andrew makes me laugh out loud a lot. We also love like sitcoms. Like we love like The Office and Parks and Rec and Arrested Development and Stand Up and 30 Rock. Like that's very much our one of our coping mechanisms is just like, you know, watching like an hour of one of those shows and just laughing together.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love stand up and
Gregory Canero too.
Yeah, Andrew.
He makes me laugh out loud.
Aw, shout out to Gregory.
Shout out to Gregory.
Okay, so we have just a few minutes left. So actually, I have two questions, I guess. Okay, so here's the softball. It's one word answer. You have to choose mountains or beach.
Beach.
Okay, see? Quick. That was your rapid fire question.
Here's a rapid fire question. What is your definition of happiness?
That's not rapid fire, Christopher.
It's not?
No.
Well, you have to answer rapid fire.
Okay. Rapid fire definition of happiness.
Got it. 6 a.m. Bad coffee, delicious donut. Works the donut from there.
Definition of happiness. Oh gosh. I guess I'll do a moment too. Yeah, probably like just really early in the morning outside, just like communing with nature, whether it's on my porch or our balcony or somewhere else, but just being in nature. Nature is happiness.
I love it. And if you could speak for Simeon, what is Simeon's definition of happiness?
Oh, definitely being on the swing, watching all the other kids and laughing really hard.
Oh.
He's just not.
He's very chill. Does he cry a lot? Is he very relaxed? Like his personality?
He's very strong-willed. He seems very chill, but he's like the type of kid that's like, yeah, you want to give me a bottle? Watch how long I can go without taking the bottle. We're gonna have a standoff for days. But he also is like just such he's so independent. He loves he's just a great kid. Like he's very easy besides his strong will. So I am genuinely nervous for the future for like the toddler and the young adult he will be. But I also trust that like hopefully it'll turn him into a man of conviction and integrity.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Andrew's like, he's fine. Yeah. He will be fine.
Well, with siblings come responsibilities, so maybe.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give this boy some siblings when eventually.
That's great. Well, my last question, actually, I'm realizing is very similar to the one that Christopher just asked. So I think we're going to bypass that one. And we're actually right at 11:30. So
I wish we could be milking this and going on because I like our deep questions.
You guys.
Yeah.
You're such great hosts.
You are.
I really feel
like great guests.
I hope
you're
this
amazing.
Doesn't end when we go back. Like I hope we have like some type of we can watch the view live. Like with a coffee, you guys doing your thing in front of an audience.
I'm happy to hold the applause cards.
Yes.
I would do it with a donut. So
there we go. Perfect.
Donut. Andrew, oh my gosh, Christine swears she saw you surfing out at Rockaway. So if you happen to see someone like waving like this, they're not seeking help. They're just trying to say hello.
I love it. I'll say that.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking time. I'm so glad that Simeon was able to wake up and join us for these last few minutes. It's been really fun to chat with you guys and kind of hear and get to know more of who you are and how you sort of exist as a family. It's really fun. So
I hope it stops raining enough so that you can get out to the pier. Wouldn't that be nice? I miss that. I called it my backyard, but
It is. It's heavenly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a wonderful week, you guys. And
everyone
watching, have a great week. We love you.
Bye, Simeon.
Have a good Holy Week. We'll see you this week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.